Okay, let's try this once more. Again, I'm having the same internet issues, so forgive me. Hopefully this will not interrupt my evening because I have so much to cover and not much time to cover it in. Anyways, so there is a senator to be named within later on in this video, as well as the articles that pertain to this individual, who says that, and I quote, "Violent video games are worse than guns." Let that soak in for a moment. Violent video games are worse than guns. This reminds me of Germany banning violent video games, but allowing kids as young, teenagers as young as 13 to drink. And yes, I've had my various discussions with people who feel that 21 is too far to go, that it encourages somebody to binge drink because they've been held back from beer all this time. There is some logic in that, but not enough for me to really be able to say, oh wait, yes, you have a point. But no, actually, let me make this an even better, more innocuous discussion. It would be like if we just suddenly kept pot illegal but made heroin completely legal. Because in all of these cases, you have something that has had no known negative effects, or at least in terms of behavioral effects, being banned, and things that do alter a person's physiology, that can have an actual impact on the person, their behavior, and the ways in which they might conduct themselves in public and in private, and that's legal. You know, you can talk about, well, it's Germany, or you can talk about this, that, or the other thing, but at the end of the day, violent video games have been shown to have no real-life effects on violence. There is not a study, so I'm not afraid that the $10 million study that Obama wants to conduct is somehow going to disprove everything that I have talked about, because what I have talked about in the past and what I will talk about now has solid scientific footing. Full stop. I'm afraid of a bias report becoming the only report because $10 million was poured into it, and it dismantling an industry that is not causing people to do anything at all, or anything they would not normally have done, full stop. In fact, Young Turks, and thank you to Mistress Artie for bringing this link to my attention, because I have a love-hate relationship with the Young Turks, but this is one time that they were very right on with things. And I actually paused the video, but the link will be down in the underbar as well as the article that I will discuss here. And it says, a wide variety of other factors are more important antecedents of aggression than violent video games, including child abuse and neglect, victimization, bullying, drug and alcohol abuse. Oh, there's that alcohol abuse thing that is an issue when talking about young teenagers drinking, at least here in America, where we're not genetically prone to being able to handle our liquor better. But no, we want to lower that drinking age here in America. Yeah, good luck with that. Alcohol abuse, exposure to violence in the home, and neurobiological indicators, such as having an antisocial personality disorder, and more importantly, in conjunction with a compulsivity disorder. Low socioeconomic status, meaning that the more that we make the poor poorer, the more that we're creating a frustration state for these people to live in. This idea that if you're not one of the rich kids, then you don't matter in today's society. I should know I was a victim of people who looked down on me because I wasn't exactly a part of a well-off family. Probably also the fact that my mom was a single mom was also something they found was immoral, and therefore I come from bad seed. And access to guns. Oh, but no, no, no. We got to dodge any and all gun conversations because guns, they're not an issue at all. No, no. If a kid's been abused at his home, if he's been bullied at school, and he comes from a poor family, but dad's got a nice little 45, it's like match, 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 gasoline, dynamite. But no, 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 it's the video games, right? The video games that are worse than guns, right? Video games are, quote, a bigger problem than guns, says actual U.S. Senator. On MSN today, U.S. Senator Lamar Alexander, a Tennessee Republican. Oh, we're going to get back to you, Tennessee. I've got a few choice words for you. Set a new benchmark for insanity by claiming that games are worse than guns. Quote, I think video games is a bigger, wouldn't that be R? Is a bigger problem than guns. Because video games affect people. He told host Chuck Todd. Once again, this is an actual U.S. Senator, an actual senator from the United States that was elected to an office. This is a person who has a significant amount of power in this country, and he believes that video games are a bigger problem than guns. This is time to remind everyone, say it with me, kids, there is no scientific evidence linking video games to violence. And you can even link to the links inside the article if you so choose, if you decide that maybe I'm just making this up. Maybe I'm making this up to be just facetious. Yes. Although there's actually another video, which link will be also down in the underbar, from the David Pakman show, basically backing up what I've said. That at most we see an activation of or an arousal of aggressive areas inside the brain, but in terms of actual physical aggression, no scientific study has ever shown that these people will then go and hit somebody, or then go and shoot somebody, or then go and bludgeon somebody to death. This is why I've issued my challenge. If you're going to continue to make this claim, if you're going to continue this line of thinking, then you need to do something called back it up. If you cannot back it up, then you're just pulling this out of your butt because, oh, well, let's face it, Tennessee is another one of these moralistic states now, aren't they? In fact, again, I will get to them later on in this broadcast because they've decided to go above and beyond douchebaggery into an area that I don't even have a word in the English language to properly classify what Tennessee has decided that they are going to do in the name of morality. I'm not asking much, surely. With all the pseudoscience that is out there, you should be able to find 10 studies that show a link between violent video games and violent real-life behavior. I know some of them exist because I've reviewed some of them that try to at least use the buzzword aggression without actually showing that any of the participants showed any increase as per usual to their behavior, meaning that none of them have demonstrated that a straight-laced Johnny or Jane is magically playing these video games for many years going to become a serial killer. You, Senator Lamar, are an abhorrent person, to say the least. You're blaming something that has no effect on anybody. I can't misuse a video game, okay? I can't be an irresponsible game owner. Maybe if I hit them with the box, I can hurt them, but I'm not going to be able to bludgeon somebody to death with a flimsily made cheap plastic video game case. Sure, I could probably snap the game in half and slit somebody's wrists and throats. Yeah, I could probably do that. But I could break a regular drinking glass. I could break a bottle of soda. Well, the ones that are sold in glass bottles, and do about the same damage. And we're not talking about, oh, we've got to bar potential dangers that kids could misuse against their. Sorry, but if I misuse a gun, I could, if I shoot somebody in the back and the bullet lodges itself in the spine, that person can permanently lose their ability to walk, to feed themselves, to wipe their own butts. I could shoot somebody and kill them, and their family would be affected, devastatingly affected. If I misused a video game, unless I actually killed somebody or I somehow severed their spinal column, which would be impossible with a DVD disc broken in half, then maybe, no, it doesn't work that way. I told you, did I not tell you that we're more likely to see people who, despite any and all scientific evidence, are probably going to ban video games way more than they would ever dare to ban guns, or at least assault rifles and things of this nature. Am I showing to be wrong on this? Links to all the relevant information and articles are going to be down in the underbar, and I am just sick to death of this topic. Prove what you're going to say, or as one of your other senators said, sit down and be quiet.